Yeah. I thought our bats were better tonight. We ended up with 10 hits. We didn't score a lot of runs, but I thought we had better at bats. But we gave up too many runs.
What was it about the at-bats that tell you they're better? Just the hits in general?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting base hits. So I thought our at-bats were better.
Look at the fact that you did still have opportunity to score some runs. I know Holiday came up in a big situation. Sanchez came up in a big situation. Why do you think you still can't get over the hump when it comes to runners in scoring position?
It's baseball. I mean, overall in the season we've been okay. You're going to go through times where you do struggle, and usually in those games you're not going to win those games. But they had a couple long at bats, and they just didn't get the job done. But again, I was okay with the way our approach was.
Joe Sanchez now leads the league fastballs. How would you evaluate?
He needs to improve. Bottom line, he needs to improve.
Why do you think he's had such a tough time blocking the ball this year?
He's late getting down. That's what I see it sometimes, and something we've been working on, and we need to continue to work on it.
Joe, has he regressed from last year in that department?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when you get a chance to see someone for a full season, it's a little bit different, but it's something that he's capable of doing a better job.
What leads to a catcher being late getting down?
A lot of times it's their stance. Sometimes it's their rear end sags. Sometimes you just misread a ball. That's usually not the case, but every once in a while, if you get a guy you don't know, sometimes that can happen. But those are usually and sometimes not anticipating.
Joe, have you considered de-aging him more, putting your mind behind the plate more for the holiday struggle?
Yeah. Up until this point, no, I have not. No.
Will you?
Well, I mean, we're trying to think of everything. So, I mean, we'll talk about everything. But as of right now, I have not.
So is that? It sounds like what you're describing is technique and maybe attentiveness to, mindfulness of.
Say it again.
Just a mindfulness of paying it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be disciplined in your approach and everything that you do. Just like if you're an infielder and your footwork there, and if you're an outfielder and your pre-pitch and your setup, you have to be mindful of it, and you have to improve on it.
Joe, on the pass ball, was that more of a cross-up with Garcia?
No, the ball cut and he missed it.
Joe, what we saw last year, the thing that doesn't slump was his defense. How good he was defensively. Everyone focused on the offense. I mean, why from one year to the next does a guy not?
It's hard to say. I mean, it really is hard to say. So again, we've been evaluating it the whole year, and we've been working on it the whole year. It's not something that's our heads has just come up. So it's hard to say.
But on the ball that Jackson hit and the throw comes in and goes behind, if he kind of stayed, what happened there in your view?
He's to the right too much. I mean, if he's too far away from the plate.
But I guess the runner went to third. I'm talking about. Should he have gotten up and made that throw to third, or?
The plate. I mean, maybe he had a chance. I think he spun and he tagged, and he probably lost the runner.
Joe, you say you're working on it. How is his work?
I mean, his work is okay. It's taking it to the game that sometimes it takes time for players. I mean, you'll make adjustments as a hitter, and sometimes you just tell them to go out and compete. Don't start thinking about your mechanics, because if you do, you're done. And it's just, I mean, we work at it.
What did you think of Garcia tonight?
He looked rusty to me. When I look at, his outing, he was up in the zone with his fastball. He didn't throw as many strikes with his fastball that he usually does. And it's the guy that's pitched it for 3 different teams and 3 starts and been all over the country. He looked rusty to me.
You guys are now 19 and 29, your last 40 games, pretty extended stretch.
Yeah, different reasons. Sometimes it's been offensively, sometimes it's pitching. Again, we went through a really bad streak, and then we played pretty well coming out of the break up until, really Monday or Tuesday. And we've had, some games where we haven't scored a lot of runs, but, I believe that that's going to change.
How significant was the play that Ursula made?
It's an unbelievable play. I mean, it's a play that is probably not going to be made too often because of the way he had to throw. He had to throw across the runner. Maybe if toes taller, maybe it makes a difference. Honestly, maybe it makes a difference. But it's some kind of play. It's as good as I've seen this year.